Today, we're going to break down a simple idea that has completely changed how millions of people think about their money: the Latte Factor.
Does this sound familiar to you? You're working hard, you've got a decent paycheck coming in, but at the end of the month, you're just kind of scratching your head wondering, where did it all go? It feels like you're stuck on a treadmill, just living paycheck to paycheck, never really getting ahead.
Well, the surprising answer usually isn't about needing a massive raise or a second job. Nope. The reason is often hidden in these tiny, almost invisible choices we make every single day. The kinds of habits that can quietly drain our financial future without us even realizing it's happening. To really get a handle on this, the book introduces us to a character named Zoe. And her story is a perfect case study for this super common and, let's be honest, super frustrating problem.
Zoe's story really hits home because it shows this huge disconnect, right? On paper, she's doing great. Good salary, living in a big city, but her reality, she's constantly stressed out about money. She keeps telling herself, I just can't afford to save. But the truth is, her money is just vanishing. It's slipping through her fingers on things she's not even consciously choosing. So she gets challenged to actually track her spending. And what she finds is, honestly, it's a shock. She discovers she's been unconsciously spending up to $900 a month. And this isn't on her rent or big bills. This was all the little stuff, the daily coffee, grabbing lunch out, drinks with friends, those little impulse buys at the checkout counter.
And that right there is the perfect illustration of the whole idea. See, the latte factor isn't really about your daily latte. It's a metaphor. It stands for all those small, habitual expenses that we just don't think twice about, but that add up to an absolute fortune over time.
This brings us to a really crucial insight. Getting control of your money doesn't start with some crazy complicated budget. It actually starts with a simple moment of awakening, just moving from spending on autopilot to becoming aware of what you're actually doing.
The book suggests this incredibly simple but really powerful exercise. For just 1 week, write down every single thing you spend money on. And look, the goal here isn't to judge yourself or feel bad, not at all. It's simply to see. To finally see the truth of where your money is really going. This is that aha moment. Okay, so once you have that awareness, you can start asking yourself this game-changing question before you pull out your wallet. Is this purchase worth trading my future freedom for? Whoa, that reframes everything, doesn't it? Suddenly, that simple purchase, whether it's a coffee or a new gadget, becomes a direct trade-off for your long-term freedom and options. The choice becomes so much more meaningful.
Okay, so we've kind of diagnosed the problem, right? This invisible drain from our unconscious spending. Just to recap where we are, we've seen through Zoe's story how easily hundreds of dollars can just disappear on stuff we don't even remember buying. And we've learned the first step isn't a strict budget, it's just becoming aware. So now that we're aware, let's talk about the solution. The book lays out this really clear 3-step framework that pretty much anyone can follow.
Here they are, the 3 pillars. Pay yourself first, make it automatic, and live rich now. Simple, right? And notice what's not on that list. There are no complicated spreadsheets, no miserable restrictive budgets. This whole approach isn't about relying on sheer willpower. It's about building a smarter system for your money.
Rule number 1, pay yourself first, is a huge mindset shift. Think about it. Most of us try to save whatever's left over at the end of the month, which, if we're being honest, is usually nothing. This flips that script entirely. You treat your savings like it's your most important bill. The very first thing you do when you get paid is automatically move a portion of that money into savings. You're prioritizing your future self because you're worth it.
And this next part is the real secret to making it all work. Willpower, it comes and goes. It's not reliable. But systems work. By setting up automatic transfers for your savings, your investments, and even your bills, you create a system that just runs in the background. Success becomes the default setting. No daily discipline required.
And that brings us to the third rule: live rich now. Now, this isn't a license to just go on a spending spree. It's all about finding a balance. The point isn't to deprive yourself of every single joy today for some far-off future. It's about consciously directing your spending toward what truly matters to you: experiences, relationships, your health, while your automated system builds your financial future in the background.
So, why go through all this trouble? What's the real point? Because it's not just about hoarding money or watching a number go up on a screen. The true goal, the real payoff, is something way more valuable, way more life-changing.
So this chart here shows the almost unbelievable power of compound interest. Let's make it real. Imagine one person starts saving just $5 a day when they're 25.
Now picture someone else who waits until they're 45 to start, but they save double, $10 a day. You'd think the second person would catch up, right? Nope. Because of compounding, the person who started earlier with less money could easily end up with way more by retirement. It just goes to show you when you start is so much more important than how much you start with. Time is your greatest financial asset, hands down.
But again, let's not forget, we're not just saving dollars and cents just for the sake of it. There's a much, much deeper purpose to all of this.
And here it is. This is the real prize. The ultimate return on your investment is freedom. I'm talking about the freedom to walk away from a job you can't stand, the freedom to face a medical emergency without sheer panic, the freedom to maybe start your own business or help out the people you love. It's the freedom from that constant nagging anxiety about money. Every single dollar you consciously choose to save, you're buying yourself a little piece of that freedom. The freedom to actually design a life on your own terms.
Okay, so this brings everything we've talked about right back to you right here and now. The core message is incredibly empowering. Your financial destiny isn't written in stone. It's being shaped right now by the small choices you make every single day.
This really boils it all down, doesn't it? You have a choice. You can stick with mindless spending, which, buys you some temporary stuff you'll probably forget about in a week. Or you can shift to conscious saving, which buys you something that's absolutely priceless. Future freedom and a life filled with real options.
And this quote from the book just nails it. It's not about waiting for some external change. The power is already in your hands with the income you have right now. It's all about shifting from unconscious habit to conscious choice.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. This isn't about giving up everything you love. Not at all. It's about being aware and intentional. So what's one latte factor in your own life that you could change, starting today? What's one small, recurring expense that isn't really adding that much joy to your life? And what if you decided to redirect that money, not away from happiness, but toward a deeper, more lasting kind of happiness, your own freedom? The choice, as always, is all yours.